Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing really well. It's really hot here. I'm sweating a little bit. This is kind of a preview video for some exciting stuff that's hopefully going to happen on the channel this year, getting more into the math stuff, integrating that math, technology, everything like that. So the first goal today is going to be to make ourselves a JavaScript program that can solve the quadratic formula for us. So right here we have a quadratic equation example, 3x squared plus 5x minus 1. Of course, we have our A, our B, and our C. You can go ahead and Google, read up on the quadratic formula. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. Quadratic formula. Yep. Let's look for some images. That probably will that'll be a good thing to do here. Yes, you can see the classic negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and that will give you the roots of those. It looks like the equation here, it's something like x equals -2, just under -2, y equals 0, and of course x equals maybe 0.2 and y equals 0 there. So there's the roots. Hopefully you're familiar with all of that stuff. Let's jump into actually writing the code. So what we're going to use is called jsfiddle.net. So a little background on JavaScript. JavaScript is a language that's intended to work with web pages primarily. So right here we have HTML, so we could create a little web page. We have CSS, which would let us decorate our web page, and then pure JavaScript right here, which kind of runs inside the web page and does things for us. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. Let's take a look at this. Oh, no, the PowerPoint right here. Our needed skills. We're going to learn about JS Fiddle, which we talked about, and we're going to jump now into alerts. Now, alerts are kind of the first thing we can do in JavaScript. Let's just check it out. So we're going to do alert. And the classic thing is to alert hello world. Let's do hello friend instead, just to be different. And I'm going to throw a semicolon at the end. That is proper JavaScript. Now, a couple of things to note here is that I put quotes around hello friend so that it knows you're saying exactly this text and not a variable or something else named hello friend. I also put a semicolon at the end, and you can see here, hello friend, hi. All right, let's go ahead and let's say alert, and again we'll say sup buddy, and let's run it again. Hello friend, sup buddy. Now you can notice that it worked both ways, with the semicolon and without the semicolon. Now classic JavaScript, and the proper way to do it is to put the semicolon at the end of every kind of command or every line. Now JS Fiddle is kind of nice, and they've figured out ways so that you don't have to put that in. So I try to put it in. It's best practice to put it in, but it still will work without it. So anyways, there we go. Okay, so that's alerts. Go ahead and practice those. Maybe pause the video for a few minutes if you want to practice those. Make some alerts. Say hi to the computer. Send a few messages around. Do what you got to do, and then we're going to jump into a variable. So now, when you want to work with variables, which of course we do, seeing as we're trying to create something that is mathematical, you first have to declare it. So we're going to use the var command. So we're going to just say like something like this: variable x equals 5, and then we can say alert x. Okay, and now of course don't want to forget those semicolons. Okay, so notice that this time I did not put quotes around the x. I left it unquoted, so it knows that, okay, this is variable x right here, instead of alerting like the actual letter x. So let's run this, see what we get. Hello friend, yes, what's up buddy? And we get the 5 right there. Okay, so we've created a variable that was equal to 5, and we alerted that variable as well. Okay, so here we go. What else do we need to do? Let's create another variable. Let's create variable y equals 4. Okay, and now let's do this. Let's do var, let's see, alert. Why don't we just alert y? And then let's create another variable, var t equals, and this time I'm going to say x times y, and then I'm going to alert t. All right, so now I should see an alert that says hello friend. Good. What's up buddy? Yes. Okay, now 5, yes, we've alerted 5. 4, we've alerted Y. And then I should see 20. Okay, good, it worked. Okay, so there is kind of a simple way to create variables and to multiply them together. Of course, in creating this, we're going to have to do adding, subtracting, squaring, or multiplying, dividing, all of those things. So there we go. There's some variables. We've also talked about math. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys one little quick one help here. I'm going to show you the square root function right here. So let's say variable t equals math dot square root. I believe it's that way. Math dot square root of, let's say, 64. Now we of course know that the square root of 64 is 8. So let's test to make sure that it works. And maybe I should start deleting some of these. 5, 4, and we should see 8 here. Yes, of course. Okay, so when you want to do this square root, you need to use math dot square root. And then you can put a variable or a number or whatever you want in there. Be careful to capitalize your math. I don't believe it works if we don't capitalize math. So there we go. What else do we need to look at? We've looked at alerts, variables. We have not done prompts, and we have not done an if-then statement. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our prompt. So now the prompt is sort of the friend of the alert, or kind of the spouse of the alert, if you will. So an alert tells us something. A prompt gathers some information from us. So I could say something like this: prompt, and then in quotes I'll say, what is your name? And let's see what happens. Okay, hello friend, what's up buddy? 5, 4, 8, and what is your name? Keen. And there we go. It's gathered that information. What is your name? Now I'm going to delete some of this stuff so we don't have to go through it every time. Alert T, there is no T, so we better get rid of that. Okay, prompt, what is your name? Now, what can we actually do with that prompt right there? For instance, we could say var name equals the prompt, what is your name? And then we could alert name. Okay, so let's see if this works, and let me try to not get too sloppy with my semicolons here. Okay, run. All right, what is your name? Keen. And it alerts Keen. That's fantastic. Love seeing that. Okay, now let's do something real fancy here, and let's put in quotes, hello, and then our name. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, run. Oh, we've got a little problem here. Ooh. You know what I think I need is a plus sign. There we go. Okay, so hello plus name. What is your name? Keen. And it says hello Keen. We've forgotten the space. Okay, so everything that's in the quotes gets printed and nothing else. So let's put the space in there. Print what is your name? Keen. And then it says hello Keen. Probably should capitalize that as well, but good enough for now. Okay. So let's see. That's probably about all that we really need. I closed my PowerPoint, which was unwise. But here we go. Let's reopen it. Okay, alerts, variables, prompts, math. Oh, and if-then statement. Okay, so here's a trick for learning how to program and troubleshooting program is to just Google a lot of things. So for instance, I might say if-then statements, JavaScript. Look to that, it pops right up. If-then statements, JavaScript. And you can click on some of these links, and there's all kinds of good ones out there, and they will have a written explanation and then a code that you could even copy and paste if you wanted to. I kind of like to practice something like this. So let's use an if-then statement right here. Okay. All right. So let's say var t equals 100. My space has got a little messed up here. All right, so now let's write an if-then statement. Let's say if t, now I believe I need a parentheses right here. If t is greater than 50, okay, and now I will need some curly braces here, and I will say alert big number. Alert big number. And Let's not forget that. And then convention says that we put the bottom curly brace in the one below. It will still work either way, but this kind of helps you keep things straightened out. Okay, and then we'll go back a little. Oops. And we'll say else. And then in parentheses, we'll alert small number. Okay, and we'll put in our semicolon, and let's run this. Okay, what is your name? Keen. Hello, Keen. And then it says big number. Okay, let's test the if statement. Let's change it down to 10 and see if it tells me small number. Small number. Perfect. Okay, so there's an if then statement. Hopefully, this is enough to kind of figure out how to create that formula and how to work it all out. If not, we'll deal with that. But anyways, good luck writing your programs. Have a ton of fun, and talk to you soon.